Good morning, everyone. It is Bridget here from Bridget's Healthy Kitchen, wishing you a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, whatever it is you may be doing. I hope you're well and I hope you are safe. Thank you for joining me on today's little cooking class. I'm going to teach you guys how to make, quite frankly, what I believe is the most delicious and healthy satay sauce. Now, I have been asked numerous times to produce a satay sauce, and I have got one already, which is quite a thick one, whereas this one lends itself very much to if you like a satay style curry. So this sauce, absolutely fabulous. And hello to everyone who's joining me. Apologies that I can't see your comments. One day we might get comments. One fine day we might get comments back on Facebook. But thank you. If you're just joining me for the first time, welcome to my kitchen. This is where we cook delicious healthy food. Today is absolutely no exception. Today is a fabulous one. I love this sauce because of its versatility. So what you can do is you can create this sauce. It freezes really well, so you can make it in bulk and you can keep it in your freezer. And anytime you want to make a curry, you just bring it out, defrost it, and then mix it through vegetables or chicken or beef or whatever it is. But it's so delicious. If you like chicken satay on a stick, this can also work there as well. So it's a very mild satay sauce. You can add chili or not, up to you how you like your heat level. But because it's so mild, it's actually a really good one for kids too. So let's get into the recipe. As I was saying, it is really cool. And I'm really excited by it because I love when things are versatile, you know, and I feel that this is a very versatile recipe. So come on down to my bench. Let's get going. It's nice and simple to make, and I'll show you guys first the sauce, and then I'll show you how I might use the sauce, but it's up to you guys what you want to do with it once you've made the sauce, which is your base. So come on down to my bench. Let's get going. First thing that we're going to think about is we're going to add one onion. Now this recipe, by the way, has never ever been shared online. This is, you guys are seeing it for the first time, so I will share the recipe in its entirety tomorrow as a downloadable PDF on Bridget's Healthy Kitchen. In the meantime, if you want to make this tonight, you might want to take a few notes. So we're taking one onion. I'm just going to slice through the onion, and this particular recipe calls for, this style of sauce calls for that onion to be minced. Now the easiest way to mince that onion, make it really small, is obviously to put it into my little food processor. But let's just say you don't have a little food processor. You could also grate the onion, just on like a normal, normal grater. You could grate the onion, and that would work as well. But obviously this is way easier, and I don't start blubbering from onion fumes. So not only is it way easier, it's just, kind of better for me. All right, give it a bit of a blend. Turn it on high. Now mince, done. Well, very, very small is what you're after, so it doesn't take long. And once you're at this page, I don't want to waste any of that onion because we're only putting one onion into this sauce. I don't want to waste any. So let me now get rid of this. So we're going to work everything into the pot. I told you guys it was easy. Everything goes straight into the pot. So we've got our minced onion. That is the first thing. And it's about a medium-sized onion. And once that we have made the sauce, we'll blend it again to make it really, really smooth. So even if you look at your onion, you're like, oh, there's some big chunks in there, don't be too worried, because we will once again go through and smooth it out with the blender at the end of the cooking process. So onion is there. We need to think about adding some more beautiful flavors, and that way I'm going to be adding a bit of ginger, and I'm after 1 heaped tablespoon of finely chopped or grated ginger. That goes in there. We're also going to add some garlic, of course, and it's 1 tablespoon again of garlic goes in. Yay! If you like ginger, add more ginger. If you like garlic, add more garlic. Make it what you want. That's why I love this recipe, because it's, like I said, it's versatile. So once we've added those are our kind of our base of our flavoring agents, we're going to think about the spices that we're going to put into the satay sauce. Of course, you need to have turmeric in there, turmeric powder, because we're after the color, which obviously the turmeric powder gives us. But the other really great thing that turmeric powder gives us is it acts as a thickening agent as well. I'm not sure if you knew that, but this will actually help to thicken our sauce. So we don't have to add any flour or anything else like that. So I'm putting in 1 good, decent tablespoon of turmeric. Do not be afraid of the turmeric. Well, be afraid of the stains, but don't be afraid of adding it into your satay. Now you can also add some fresh turmeric there as well. About half a teaspoon of fresh turmeric root. So like my ginger and my garlic, but fresh turmeric, you can add that in and still add in that half a teaspoon of the turmeric powder, a tablespoon of turmeric powder if you're using it fresh, because you really do want that vibrant color. So we've moved on spices now, and this one is coriander, so ground coriander. I'm after around about half a tablespoon of ground coriander goes in. And the last spice that we're going to be adding today is cumin powder, and I'm after half a tablespoon again. So the main obviously spice that we've got in there is going to be from the turmeric, but there is nothing stopping you at this point, if you like to heat things up a little bit, is adding a bit of chili. Like I said, this is a very mild version that I'm making for you guys today, but if you like it hot, now would be the time to add some chili powder. I'll leave it up to you how much chili you want to add, but just be mindful when you are adding chili can inflame the gut. And if you are using my recipes for gut health purposes, so you're wanting to improve your gut health, you need to really limit the amount of chili that you consume, because it can inflame the gut and make things very out of balance, and we kind of want to balance our gut. So the bases are in there. As well as that, I'm going to add in some sticky sauce, and the sticky sauce is easy. I'm just going to add 3 tablespoons, and this is freshly made. It's actually still warm. I just made this morning. 3 tablespoons of sticky sauce. Now, if you're wondering what sticky sauce is, I added a little bit for luck, by the way. If you're wondering what sticky sauce is, this is like the base for me. This is the base of pretty much almost every savory dish that I make is going to have sticky sauce in it. So it's a tamari, and it's got apple, and it's got lime and apple cider vinegar, and it's such a wonderful flavoring agent. If you've never seen it before, it's in both my cookbooks, the yellow book and the green book. But I'm going to be making this plus lots of other basic stuff. If you're new to Bridget's Healthy Kitchen, I'll be doing a class on Thursday where we not just do sticky sauce. I'll show you guys the best way to do ginger, the best way to do garlic, how to make kombu, all the basic stuff. We'll do that, which will be really exciting. All right, inulin. We are using our pure as inulin. It's going in there. It's going to add a little bit of sweetness to our sauce. Remember, we're going for a mild version here. I'm adding 3 tablespoons, but it's also going to add that prebiotic quality, which once again is good for our gut health. So now we've turned the satay sauce into a prebiotic. I mean, you can't really get any better than that, can you? It adds sweetness, but it also adds so many amazing health benefits for our gut. So that's in there. Let's add a little bit of salt and pepper, of course. A little bit of salt, pinch, little bit of pepper. We're nearly there. We've only got a couple more ingredients to add, and those ingredients are, I'm going to be adding coconut water. So there's no coconut milk in my satay. It's actually coconut water. So I'm adding half a litre or 500 mils, which is about a pint of coconut water. I think that's about right. I should have measured it. I'm going by visuals. That looks about, I'm having a feel. This is a litre. I reckon that's about right. 500 mils of our coconut water goes in. Obviously unsweetened, just pure 100% coconut water. And the very last ingredient that I'm adding in here is some almond butter. So this is just, blended almonds. And we're going to be adding in about 100 grams. And I should have probably measured that as well. But it's around about 3 heaped tablespoons of our almond butter goes in there. So normally, as you guys probably are aware, satay sauce has peanuts. Now, you're probably thinking, why aren't you just adding peanut butter? The main reason why I'm adding almonds and not peanuts, and you could use another type of nut butter. You don't have to use almond. You could use walnut. You could use cashew. But I find that almond definitely has a bit more flavor. Now, the reason I don't add peanuts is because peanuts are quite the inflammatory food, and they're not something that I'm ever going to recommend that you eat if you're looking after your gut health, not just your gut health, but your overall health. There are way better nuts that you can consume, and peanuts are ones that I always avoid. So that's why I'm so excited by this satay sauce. By the way, this is what it looks like. It looks like a big chunky mess, right? The reason I'm so excited by this satay sauce is because we're able to make something super delicious, and you wouldn't even know that we don't have the traditional peanuts in there. So over to my cooktop. Just going to turn it turn it on, and we're gonna allow this to come to the boil. Look at my cute little whisk. Isn't that cool? Give it a bit of a whisk up. And we're just gonna let that come to the boil. And as it comes to the boil, those flavors are gonna start to really come together, which is what we want. But also, we're gonna go for this sort of quite this, you know, I suppose loose mixture, and it's gonna thicken up really nicely at the same time. So I'm gonna allow that to come to the boil there. And what I'm going to show you guys is, I mean, this is it. You've basically made the sauce. All we need to do now is bring it to the boil. Once it comes to the boil, we simmer it for about 10 minutes, and it ends up looking like this. Honestly, it thickens. Once I just put it through the blender. Can you see how thick that is? This is your end product, is you get a thick, delicious satay sauce. So that's what you end up with. After 10 minutes of it simmering away there, and then I just take my little stick blender and I blend it. But what would you do with it after that? So I'm going to show you guys what I would do with it afterwards. It's up to you. Like I said, you could literally use that as the base of a curry, which is what I'm going to do. Or you can put it on chicken skewers if you're barbecuing chicken or beef skewers, which would be amazing as well. So what I have here behind me is basically the base to what is going to be a delicious chicken satay curry. So while that sauce is kind of clicking away, I'm actually going to put it on the back. So I can show you guys how I'd make the curry, the ingredients for the curry. Put that on. So that can just work away there behind me. And what I have here, let me show you. So I have a selection of vegetables. It's completely up to you what you decide, vegetables you decide you want to add into your chicken satay. I've obviously got broccoli. I have blanched these in boiling water for about 30 seconds. That was it. Just because I wanted to give it just a little bit of cooking, not too much. I definitely don't want them to break up. It's still very, very firm to the bite. I also, of course, have carrots. Once again, I blanched them for about 2 minutes. This here and this side there, that's some fennel. And I literally just opened the fridge, and what I had in the fridge is what's going into this curry. So I had some fennel. These are snow peas or mange tout. They were blanched for 10 seconds. And then down this end, I have some onions, which I'm going to cook off. And I'm going to finish this curry off, the satay curry off with bean sprouts as well. But the first thing that I want to do, because it's a chicken one, got my chicken breast there. Yahoo! This is lunch too, by the way, of course. A little bit of sticky sauce. Just into the bottom of the pan, and then take up some of the chicken, and we're just going to begin the process of sauteing the chicken. Here, come closer. So we just want to cook it through. And because the majority of these vegetables are cooked through before I've started this process, it is definitely not going to take long for things to happen. So you're literally cooking chicken breast. You could use chicken thigh, you could use beef, you could not use any meat whatsoever and just make a vegetable one, which is the exciting part, because that sauce behind us is obviously vegan. So if you wanted to make a completely plant-based curry, just don't do the step that I'm doing now, which is the chicken. Just completely leave that out, and then you're going to have a wonderful plant-based curry. And as I was saying, whatever vegetables you want to use is the vegetables you want to use. So you just make this your own. The most important part is where all the flavor lies is in that satay sauce that we have busily coming to the boil right there behind us. It's actually boiling now. I'm going to sneak over and just give it a bit of a stir. Looking good. Wonderful. Come back and keep stirring. Alright, that looks cooked through. Thank you very much, chicken. The only other thing that we need to think about doing is we're going to add some onions. And of course you've already got like garlic, and you've got ginger already in the satay sauce. So I'm not even going to bother, this is raw onion by the way, I'm not even going to bother to add ginger and garlic to my wok, because the flavor is already there in such amazing ways in our satay that we don't have to worry about it. All right. The onion goes in. You don't want to caramelize the onion, you just want to start to cook it through. That's all we're looking for, is just that little process of it cooking through nicely. Stir frying means we stir fry. We stand here and we stir fry. This is not the time to check your messages on Facebook. This is the time to stir fry, right? How are we going, Mahi? If we have any questions coming through, Mahi is here, by the way, keeping an eye on things which you guys have probably already seen. And as I was saying, one of the beauties about this this recipe is, please, by all means, when your sauce is done like that, you can freeze that. Remember that, which is really good. So you can make some in advance. You can make it up in advance, and, you know, a big pot of it, and then freeze it down in containers, which is just wonderful. And then all you've got to do when it's time to eat, cook your chicken, add your onions, add whatever vegetables you want to add, or just add vegetables, and you have the most amazing dinner, nice and quick, which I love. All right, so now that that's at that point, remember all these vegetables are pre-cooked, so I'm really just heating them up. So I'm just going to throw them in. Actually, I'm just going to do that. It's even quicker. Just throw them all in. Notice how I'm not adding the bean sprouts. They don't need to be cooked. They're going to get stirred in at the very last moment, like when it's even off the heat. That looks good on its own, right? Before you've added any sauce, it already looks awesome. And by the way, I wish you could smell the goodness here. I'm smelling the sauce bubbling. It smells so incredible. It smells really, really good. So yeah, I would be, you know what, to be completely honest with you, I'll be pretty happy just with that. I mean, like, that looks fabulous. So you're just heating it up. Vegetables, and because we pre-cook the vegetables, it means that, you know, and I'm just adding salt, by the way, just a little bit of salt, just a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of pepper. Because I pre-cook the vegetables, all I'm doing is heating them up. Everything stays, as you guys can see, lovely and green. Now look at that. Isn't that wonderful? That on its own is like bliss, but we're gonna, of course, take it one step further. So that's ready to go. I'm just gonna pop this to the side, because now I want to come back. I want to come back to our satay, so you guys can see how we finish it off. And it's definitely the easy part, I'd like to say, is finishing it off now. Right. Give our bench a bit of a clean. Coming back over here, I'm going to put this one back onto our cooktop. And let it keep on bubbling. Can you guys see? It's making a bit of a mess. And because it's turmeric, you got to be careful. Like, don't wear your best clothes when you're making this. Like, please don't. Like, unless you want to get yellow stains all over it. You might just want to avoid, the good clothing. That's why I got my hoodie on today, just in case, you know, things start happening. Giving that a little bit of a stir. You can already see that it's really lovely and thick, which is what we want. Absolutely no requirement for us to have to go and add any, you know, thing to make it thick. It's already thick. Okay, turning it down. I don't want it to bubble too crazy. I'm going to have a bit of a taste. Just off camera taste. Oh my gosh! It's good. It doesn't actually need, it doesn't need any seasoning. It's good. Alright, I'll turn it off. Wow! It's fabulous as it is. Really happy with that. You know, I could let it boil a little bit longer just to make it a little bit thicker, but I'm actually happy with that as well. So, like I said, you're after it not too thick. You still want it to be a little bit loose because you want to be able to mix it through those amazing vegetables. So back to my my blender, but this time I'm going to be using the stick part of it. And this is where we may run into some difficulties. That's why I'm wearing a hoodie, because I'm like, this could go really, really badly, right? I've turned it down to the lowest possible setting, so it doesn't go too crazy. And I'm just leaving the actual stick in the mixture. You know, I'm not doing this because once you pull it out, you're gonna get yellow turmeric colored satay sauce all over you and all over your lovely clean kitchen, but we seem to be actually okay. We're doing all right. Yeah, I'm happy. Not making a mess. So you can just, I mean, look at this. We created this in only a couple of minutes. Isn't it amazing? I love it when a plan comes together. And it comes together so well, and it's so good for us. And it tastes so good as well. Alright, happy, happy, happy. Very, very happy. Okay, put that in the sink. Don't want to get turmeric everywhere. Alright, so all that's left to do now is to bring the two together. Bring the two together. Bring these two delicious, or on their own, fabulous things on their own, on their own, amazing. Bring them together, twice as amazing, which is good. Okay, so we're going to take a bit of that sauce and we're literally just going to drizzle it over the top, just like that. It's up to you how much you put in. You could literally dump the whole pot in there if you want to. That's completely up to you. But I actually like it to be kind of coated more than completely and utterly drowned. But as I said, it's all up to you. So give it a bit of a, just give it a little bit of a toss, or a little bit of a fold in, and then let's get a plate. And all these beautiful colours are still beautiful colours. Woohoo! I can't wait for lunch. I'm so excited. So excited. Let's not forget, this is where you start to add in some of those gorgeous bean sprouts. Why do I like bean sprouts so much? The crunch. The crunch of these gorgeous, gorgeous things just is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. So we're going to add the crunch in. I mean, I didn't even count how many, I didn't even weigh up how many vegetables I had, but I had, this is one head of broccoli, one quite small head of broccoli, by the way. This was 2 carrots, a handful of snow peas, a handful of fennel, and, you're probably looking at around about, say, 100 grams of chicken, which is 3.5 ounces per person. And you get that. You can't, you can't go wrong. It's gorgeous. It is a bit more chicken, spoiling people. And if you really wanted to, you could just finish it off with just a little bit of a down the side. Another thing you could do, you could do sprinkled almonds on top of it right now. That would be absolutely delicious. Some sprinkled almonds. Actually, you know what I'm putting on it? Almonds and fennel. I'm putting it on there. A little bit of roasted almonds are going on the top there. You could add some fresh herbs. Oh my goodness, you could add coriander and mint. Look, watch the fingers. I got yellow fingers. Ah, I don't want to. Okay, I'm just gonna have to make do. Check it out. How good does that look? And how quick is that? And how delicious is that? It is literally one of my favorite things at the moment, is this satay sauce, because of its versatility, because it obviously is really, really good for us, but of course it tastes amazing. And quite frankly, it has to taste amazing or I'm not interested. Flavor first, and guess what? It also happens to be good for us. Let's have a bit of a taste. I'm gonna get out a little fork. I don't even know which one should I start with. Everything looks so good. I'm gonna go for broccoli. I'm gonna dip it in that little bit of sauce too. Oh. I've got a question. I've got a mouthful of food. Give me a second. I'm enjoying. 1 second. Wow. It's fabulous. It is. I'm going to go with the chicken. Fingers are going in too. Oh. It's absolutely fabulous. Seriously, guys? You need to put this on rotate in your house. I don't know anyone who wouldn't love that. It's wonderful. Yes, we've got a question.
Do you recommend any brand of almond spread?
Do I recommend any brand of almond spread or almond butter? Look, I know that Aldi, if you're in Australia, do a almond spread, and just looking at the ingredients, it's pretty good. So that one's, you basically just want almonds in there, right? You can make your own by taking whole almonds and blending them up until they become a butter. You need quite a decent food processor to do that, because it is does require a bit of time to actually make it into a butter. But there's nothing stopping you from making your own. In New Zealand, I know it's quite expensive, the almond butter, but you only need to add a little bit and you make lots and lots and lots of sauce. So then you can, you know, like I said, keep it in the freezer. So yeah, it's pretty much of a muchness. Definitely when it comes to purchasing things like almond butter, look at the ingredients. You know, get in the habit of always reading the label, making sure that it's just got almonds in there, because that's all almond butter is. It's almonds that have been whizzed up really fast until they resemble a butter. There's enough oils in there, to naturally occurring oils in the almonds, to create that almond butter. Hence why we can make it at home. So number one tip is always read your labels. Read your labels and make sure there's no nasties. Definitely no sugar as well. Yes, I got another question.
How long does satay sauce last in the fridge, and can you freeze it?
Ah yes, how long does satay sauce last in the fridge? Not sure yet. There's not a lot in there that's going to go off, but look, if you're planning on, you know, you could definitely have your satay sauce in the fridge for, you know, for 4 or 5 days. No problem. Anything longer than that, in the freezer for up to 3 months. So it's completely easy to freeze. Best idea if you want to defrost it is to leave it in the bottom of the fridge overnight, and it'll defrost naturally, and then you just add it to whatever it is you're cooking the next day. So yes. Any more questions, Mahi? No? There we go. That means it must be lunchtime. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you try this. It is amazing. Like I said, keep an eye out on Bridget's Healthy Kitchen. Tomorrow, I will be sharing the recipe in its entirety with all the bits and pieces that I have in here and the sauce, so you can make it into anything else. And you can, of course, request that PDF to be downloaded and sent to your messenger. So keep an eye out tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today. It has been exciting. Do not forget, if you're new to us, you've only just recently joined us here at Bridget's Healthy Kitchen, Thursday is the class for you. You do not want to miss it. We're going to be going back to basics. So all the basic stuff that you're going to find in many of my recipes, we're going to go through that on Thursday. We're going to do sticky sauce, we're going to do kombu, we're going to do ginger and garlic. You know, we're going to make sure that you guys have a really good foundation to start from, so you can make all these recipes with just blink of an eye and you're ready to eat something delicious. Okay, it's lunchtime. Take care, everyone. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.